This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
And good morning. It's Thursday, January 3rd, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Anne Arundel County Police arrested Samuel Edward Phillips of Middle River yesterday. He was charged with armed robbery, assault, theft, carjacking, and other crimes. Allegedly, he robbed a convenience store in Glen Burnie and unsuccessfully tried to carjack a motorist in the parking lot. Police say that Phillips walked into the 7-Eleven at 7179 B&A Boulevard and demanded money. The clerk handed over less than $100 as he ran from the store. In the parking lot, he confronted a customer and threatened to shoot him if he didn't give him a ride in his vehicle. The customer refused, and Phillips ran away. When officers got there, they did find him a short distance away, and they did say there was no indication that he had a gun. He is being held on a no-bail status. In other sort of police news, T.J. Smith, the former spokesperson for the Anne Arundel County Police Department and the former spokesperson for the Baltimore City Police Department, has landed a new gig with Baltimore County Executive Johnny O. T.J. has been named the new press secretary for the new Baltimore County Executive John Olszewski Jr., and Smith spent 20 years in law enforcement, became chief spokesman for the Baltimore City Police in 2015, following then Commissioner Kevin Davis from Anne Arundel County, where he performed a similar role. Smith resigned his position in the city in October. And if you want to learn more about TJ, check out the Maryland Crabs podcast that we did with him a couple weeks ago. He pulls no punches, and you can find that on themarylandcrabs.com. Beer wars are going to start up again when the Maryland General Assembly returns to the State House next week. Legislators will be taking another look at measures aimed at alcohol regulation and the state's $638 million craft brewing industry. You'll remember last year that passions ran high, and that's kind of an understatement, with stakeholders from each branch of Maryland's three-tiered system, manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers, testifying over many, many hours in February. Ultimately, a host of brewery reform bills that were backed by Comptroller Peter Franchot and his Reform on Tap task force failed to even make it out of a House committee. This year, Franchot plans to push once again to loosen the restrictions on Maryland breweries, whose owners argue that they need more leeway to compete with neighboring states. A task force has been created by the General Assembly and is taking a look at the safety and public health effects of alcohol regulations, as well as whether the Comptroller's Office is the best agency to regulate alcohol beverages. Sounds like they're trying to clip Franchot's wings to me again, as they have done in the past. If you're looking to go check out the Ravens in a playoff game this Sunday, tickets are still available. 6 years ago, which was the last time the Ravens hosted a playoff game, tickets sold out in 20 minutes. Tickets went on sale about a week ago, and with 4 days to go until the Ravens square off against the Chargers on Sunday, there are still nearly 1,000 tickets for the wild card game up for the taking. If you want to buy them, they range in price from $98 to $435 per seat. And the main reason that Ravens officials feel that this is happening is that back in 2012, the secondary market was not as robust as it is this year. It is a buyer's market, and people realize they don't need to grab the tickets immediately, that they will be able to get them at a fair price, even up to as late as kickoff. In shutdown news, the Democrats met with President Trump at the White House yesterday, and the president asked if they would agree to go higher than their current line of $1.3 billion for border security funding if he agreed to sign a short-term extension. The Democrats apparently would not signal that they would. A White House official said, quote, "This is going to go on for a while," unquote. After that meeting, Trump told a group of lawmakers that he can't accept Democrats' offer to reopen the government as the two sides negotiate border wall funding because he, quote, "would look foolish if I did that," unquote. So it looks like we have day 13 on our hands, probably going to go into the early 20s if I had to make a guess. Sorry about that, Fed workers. That is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're giving us a recommendation to all your friends and colleagues. And if you're someplace where you can leave a recommendation or a review, please do that. We would much appreciate that. It is Thursday. You want to hang tight because we've got Trevor with your Annapolis Maker Minutes. And of course, like we have every day, George Young with your local DMV weather forecast coming up in just a minute.
There is a diamond of diamonds. And as you'd expect, it's from the De Beers Group, benefiting from over 130 years of diamond expertise. Only 14 diamantaires in the world are allowed to touch them. Its name? Forevermark. And only one jeweler between Annapolis and Washington has it, Zachary's. Not only is it a beautiful and rare diamond, it's a diamond with a story of responsible sourcing, supporting women and girls in diamond-producing areas around the world through education, healthcare, professional training, and other programs. So when you give a Forevermark diamond, you're not just giving, you're giving back. Zachary's and Forevermark, a jeweler and a jewel. Online at zacharysjewelers.com.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and here's your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, January 3rd. After some morning clouds today and a few very light scattered rain showers this morning, skies will clear a bit for the afternoon with a bit of sunshine and high temps upper 40s to maybe even lower 50s in spots before rain chances return on Friday in the PM hours lasting into the afternoon or evening on Saturday as another low pressure center moves up from the deep south and across the DMV region, bringing upwards of 1 inch of rain or more in spots when all is said and done by Saturday night. But the second half of the weekend looks great with sunshine, light winds, and high temps low to mid 50s for most, which will be a nice day for all who make it out to the Chargers-Ravens playoff game in Baltimore at 1 p.m. on Sunday, or for anyone getting out and about to local or state parks or otherwise to enjoy the first weekend of 2019. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there, and be sure to download our free app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store by searching for DCMDVA Weather, or follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Imagine your child saying,
"Guess what I learned in school today?"
At St. Andrews, it happens every day. We asked Emma and Lawson why.
We grow winter greens in our garden to make smoothies. Second graders are the chicken checkers, and our 8th graders take care of our goats.
Our classes are the perfect size, which means we get to know each other well. And our teachers know us. They're great. Visit St. Andrews Day School's open house on Friday, January 18th from 9 to 11 a.m.
Or call 410-266-0952 for a tour.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker's Minute, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Happy New Year! This is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Starting today and running through Sunday is Super MagFest at the National Harbor. MagFest is a music and gaming festival, a 4-day event dedicated to the appreciation of video game music, gaming of all types, and the gaming community. Events run 24 hours a day for the duration of the festival and include console games, arcades, tabletop games, LAN games, live video game music cover bands, vendors, and more. Last year they drew over 22,000 attendees. Wednesday at Art Farm in Annapolis, they're having a Foundations of Photography workshop. This 2-hour workshop covers how to control the aperture settings, exposure compensation, how to use ISO settings to take better photos, proper focus, shutter speed, and other aspects of using a DSLR camera. You should bring a DSLR camera with fully charged battery, a memory card, and the camera's manual. This week at the Clay Bakers in Annapolis, tonight they're having their ladies' night for ages 16 and up, no cover, and bring beverages and snacks of your choice and receive 25% off your pottery and glass projects. And on Wednesday they're having a glass fusing workshop making candle votives. Learn all you need to know in terms of crafting your own votive candle holder. Learn how to cut and lay the glass to form different styles of holders. This week at the Benjamin Maneker Museum and Park in Ellicott City, on Saturday, they're talking about snakes. Visit the park and museum and listen to an expert share his critters and stories. It is free, but a pre-registration is required. This week at the Anne Arundel County Public Library System, on Tuesday in Deal is their Snowflake STEM story time for ages 3 to 5. Have your preschoolers warm up their thinking skills with simple winter-themed science activities. On Tuesday in Odenton is a 3D print design class. Design and create your own 3D projects using free online software. And also don't miss on Saturday at the Eastport Annapolis Neck Library is Minecraft. Monday at the Glen Burnie Library is Maker Mondays. Also Monday, but at the Severn Library is Lego Challenge. And Tuesday at the Odenton Library is Steam Tuesdays. And for all you homeschooling parents out there, be sure to check out Pongo's Learning Lab in Crofton, as well as Greenbelt Makerspace in Greenbelt. Both have some great homeschooling opportunities. Pongo's has a robotics club, Coders Kids Club, and YouTube Stars and Animation Club. And Greenbelt Makerspace has From Our Backyard to Mars, robotics and agriculture, as well as some general homeschool STEM sessions. At the Patuxent Lapidary Guild, they're starting 2 sessions on basic lost wax casting. The first one will be this Sunday, the 6th. and the second session will be the following Sunday on the 13th. Learn the basics of lost wax casting and finish the class with 1 or 2 finished pieces in Argentium sterling silver. At Annapolis Makerspace this week, on Tuesday we have our monthly Fusion 360 3D design workshop with Russ. And as always, Mondays are a great night to make some sawdust with our woodworkers. And Thursdays are all about electronics. Whether it's bare metal electronics or Raspberry Pis, Arduinos, what have you. And you can catch me tonight and every Thursday night at Annapolis Makerspace on Renard Court for Electronics Night. And you can find links to these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.